What's up, listeners? Today we are going to be doing our third and final episode in our mini-series.
Look at the camera, not me.
Oh, wait, I forgot.
I'm just sitting here and he's staring at me.
Like directly staring at you forever.
Okay.
We're still getting used to it a little bit.
Are we putting this in?
Yeah, we'll put it in.
All
All
right.
right. We'll just run with it.
All right, in this episode, we are going to be going over Bioshock Infinite and the whole series.
This is the point where, so Jay and Caleb have literally been holding back the walls.
Yes.
The floodgates.
Yeah, the floodgates. So now all this all this
Wait, what is the juicy noise?
It's like the liquid, like that's all the information coming out.
The information juices are
It's
just
just
flowing.
That's all you hear in the audio.
Of course, we're going to have a spoiler section.
At the end, yes.
Closer towards
maybe
the
in the
end.
middle.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
in the
we're
middle,
gonna be
because
so
there's
eager
a
to get
lot
to
we
it.
want to talk about.
There are videos that are hours long explaining the Bioshock. I don't know which camera is on my face right now.
Not sure.
I'm just gonna look at the
probably that one right
left
there.
camera.
Whatever.
Okay, but we're gonna have. There are videos that are hours long explaining the entire timeline.
And we've watched them.
Yeah, I've watched multiple. Of those.
I've watched many of them, so we've
I
had a
just
lot
finished,
of
I just. What are you saying?
I said we had a lot of
Yeah.
different content that we were
Oh, yeah.
watching for it. So.
And you just sent me a Reddit page where it has like all this information on
yeah, it's super
how things
interesting.
connect and like. But yeah, I watched what was it like an hour and 10-minute video of like the entire timeline.
Yeah,
of, like,
I've
the
watched that
Bioshock
same one.
games.
Oh, today we have
crazy.
Ricky here with a microphone.
Again,
You could say hi.
Hi.
and this is well, you might need to get a little closer, but
I'm held
okay, not that close. No,
It's
but
not ASMR.
this is the first time that I think everything's gonna work.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, we know the camera's gonna die in the middle, so we'll just
yeah, it's
swap
a
to one
given.
of our other angles.
For those who are
But-
watching on YouTube,
I got hair in my mouth.
but if you're
Um,
listening, then you won't really notice anything different.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've had a lot of issues with. We have multiple phones set up as cameras, and we had them make a really laggy recording one time, and every week there's something that goes wrong.
this
but
is like the ultimate ghetto budget.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
But
Yeah.
every week we'll
I-
get better and better at it.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna work.
eventually.
We're gonna get a lot better. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
think once it's working, it's gonna look really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think this even looks good.
it does.
I think so too, yeah.
It does.
Hopefully
But-
nothing goes awry this week.
Yeah,
Who knows?
first time that's like it's seemingly like it's gonna work completely.
Yeah. I
Or
don't know if anyone on the podcast watches our streams, but the last two streams we were burning
Oh
food
my
in the
goodness.
oven.
Awful.
I don't know if you saw that,
Yeah.
Ricky.
Did you watch?
Oh, for a little bit.
well, it
first
was
week.
it was from the same thing.
Well, yeah, the
Like,
first
we-
week we tried cooking popcorn in the oven.
Yeah,
which
that
is
was terrible.
Really
and
dumb
then
of us.
it's still in there. And
Yeah,
we started
well,
trying
yeah.
to
the
cook
oil
something
dripped
else.
to the bottom, and then that started burning in the last stream. And then I burned fish sticks in the microwave.
That smelled terrible.
Oh, I wish we had a picture to throw up
It
on
smelled
screen.
so
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I wish I
Bad.
had that. Maybe we'll throw it up afterwards.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it looked disgusting.
They shriveled, and you ate one of them.
it
I
didn't even
think I-
taste like fish.
Yeah.
sticks.
It was just like a crunchy, like
It was charcoal.
charcoal.
Basically,
Yeah,
yeah. It's like Valheim when you overcook food.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you said that the other day.
And then the last time was what? We try to cook. Oh, you try to cook the fish sticks in the oven, but we didn't realize that the juices from last week
We're still in there.
were still in
Yeah.
there. So then it started smoking.
Well,
again.
I
Yeah.
opened up the oven and there's like the little hole at the bottom, and it was steaming from there. So I think we gotta like get under that.
Oh, so we got to
Mm.
deep clean it.
I think so.
Who
but-
volunteers to do that?
Probably
I don't know.
Why are you
probably
looking at me,
Caleb.
Jay?
I'm just
What?
kidding.
No.
because he was the one who decided to throw it in the oven.
Well, we wanted to experiment.
Yeah,
I did it, but we all like we were gonna try it.
I
wanted
mentioned
to
I
try it,
mentioned
but I-
something about it, but you did it. But
We
okay, it doesn't
threw
matter.
the-
It doesn't
the
matter. It
black
doesn't matter.
smoldering bag of popcorn outside, and then Chug was eating it in
Yeah.
the middle of the
The
stream.
Discord, there's on Discord we have the
I
video.
threw a
of it.
video on the meme chat of
Yes.
him eating popcorn.
Which audio listeners, you should join the Discord because we have a lot of people from YouTube there, but we need people from the podcast.
Yeah,
For
we-
sure, yeah.
Because we kind of know what we're doing next. I mean, we don't really know
For what?
exactly.
Oh, we're kind of
after
fluid.
this. After
we're
this
doing
mini
Soma
series.
after
yeah.
this.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay.
We're doing Soma, and then we have many games we could do.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Didn't we have another series that we were thinking about?
We were
looking
thinking
at
about
doing?
doing a Call of Duty one, where we talked
Yeah, I
about
mean-
the COD.
Ricky would like that
I
one.
think
I
it would
would love
be. I
that.
think that would be more of like maybe we'll break it up into like the Modern Warfare series, which I don't know if you guys haven't played it. Have
I
you?
haven't played
haven't.
it. The only one I've played is
Incredible
the Black
series.
Ops series.
Great, Ricky, you played them.
Yeah.
Like there's some moments like you've seen the memes, but there's moments that you still will see moments of like characters dying and like things
I've
happening.
seen the memes.
Yeah,
seen
Honestly,
the guy
let
with
me
the
know,
knife.
and I would love to replay the whole series.
yeah.
again.
I'll replay them.
Yeah, I
So,
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's another little mini series.
and then maybe like the Black Ops ones, which I haven't played for so long.
I need to play
Mhm.
Black Ops 3's campaign.
Never played it. I know it does
'Cause
tie in though.
It does somehow. I don't know how.
You could also
though.
We
talk
need to
about
do
like
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls, yes.
the worst Call of Duty games that they made, like Advanced
Worst.
Warfare,
Well-
Ghost.
Well, actually, we could do how bad are they?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we
that
can
would
play
work.
the, like the
Oh.
most, the ones that receive the worst reception,
or
and
we
we'll
just
see
do,
how truly bad the game
yeah,
is.
or if we're gonna do like a how bad are they, we can do like a like multiple games, not just Call of Duty.
Yeah,
'cause, like,
like
there
they're
could
just
be
talking
games-
about each one.
Yeah, like maybe games like maybe they redeem themselves. Like well,
Infinite.
I was gonna say No Man's Sky, but then I was like, it did, but
Yes
it's
and no.
I don't
Yes and
like
no.
I just don't like No Man's Sky much.
I don't have a lot of
Generally.
fun with it.
Yeah, it gets kind of boring for me.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
almost
We
like-
have a podcast on it. We talked about it. You can
It's
go
almost like
check
one of
that
those
out if you
things
haven't
where-
listened to it.
Yeah, it's almost like one of those things where there's like so much to do, and it's all procedurally generated that it doesn't feel like unique or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
had no
Like-
incentive to build a base on a planet because I wanted to explore other planets.
Yeah.
Same with the story. I had no incentive because I made so much money.
I barely even
You
knew there
got
was a story.
rich.
I made so much money. I didn't even need to play the story, and I got just so bored.
You
There's-
bought the biggest ships in the game and just teleported your fleet around doing stuff.
Literally, it was
Wait,
so
I
boring.
have a question. What did they change the center of the universe?
No,
Wasn't that like a huge disappointment for people? It was literally
think
just
it
like
was-
a message
it
or
was-
like a.
it was. I don't know. I thought it was like a space station
Was it really?
or something.
Huh.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah, we have a whole episode on
Well,
that.
Yeah.
before we get into Bioshock, I wanted to talk to you guys about the new games coming out in the next month.
I'm sorry, but your eye contact with me the whole time.
Oh, you're right in front of me, and
I
so
know.
I'm kind of just like
It's
looking.
like
I can turn this way.
intense music.
I can turn this way.
Like,
Jay starts getting
I'm
scared.
looking for a little bit, but the eye contact goes to like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. I'm like, okay, stop.
like, please don't.
I don't know.
You can look up. It's a little bit
It
above you.
is,
So.
no, but it's weird though because what we need is a reference monitor or something so we know which camera
Mm.
Ricky has it on. Like I don't know if you have it on me right now.
I do.
Okay. You have it on me right now, but we don't know. Like I can't see.
Yeah.
I don't know where
Yeah.
to look. So again,
If you're
We're
talking,
fixing
it's gonna be on you or the main camera.
Yeah, sorry
Okay.
about staring at your face.
I know.
what we
It's
got to
just-
do is we got to put the camera like right here
Well,
on
okay.
Jay.
With this
Like-
mic, I'm used to like turning the mic, but this one, I don't know. It's weird.
It's
I'm
like-
not
yeah.
used to using this mic.
We
and
left the
so
other one at home
Yeah.
or something.
It's just really
it's not
odd for
pointed
me.
towards your, not seemingly pointing towards you.
Yeah,
like
I
this.
feel like I'm not getting
It's
the
a good mic,
correct.
though.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
that mic.
That actually is a
all
really good-
around and then quiet.
Well, it's. I was gonna say it's gonna be mono, but
I know. I'm just joking.
So before we get started, are there any other games you guys have been playing?
well, no. Chug was just saying
I was
new
just-
games coming out.
I asked you guys if there was any games you guys were interested in coming out in the next month.
Oh,
I actually don't
I
know.
wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, you
I didn't
weren't.
hear that.
You
You
were
were
too
you were
focused
too
on the
focused on my
eye
face.
contact.
Yeah, I was a little disturbed. Coming out. Far Cry 6 is the only one I'm really excited for.
Yeah, is that coming out next month? For
there's no
sure?
official. No, there's
Like,
no official date.
I am.
I'm looking at upcoming games. There's Returnal, but we don't have a PlayStation, so we can't play that.
I don't know why,
Um,
but the first thing I see, I looked up new games coming out. The first thing I see is the Among Us movie you were talking about before we started.
Yeah,
what?
in the
Before we started
ads.
recording. Why?
I don't know.
They're dumping probably so much money into this,
Probably.
but it's not even like Among Us. It's.
It
I
came
don't know
out
they
what
saw
before
the
Among
name.
Us.
And they wanted to capitalize on it. Probably.
What? No, it came out like 4 years
Among-
ago.
I
Oh
know.
wait, what? Oh, now they're advertising it because they know
Yeah.
people will watch it.
Oh, I see.
I bet you know those YouTube commentators. They're gonna watch it probably,
Probably.
and then people are just gonna watch it like on top of that.
Mm,
But the filmmakers would make some good money from that. People renting it
Whoa.
and stuff.
Wait, why are there reviews out for Far Cry 6 if it's not even out yet?
wait, what?
Reviews.
Well, I don't know. No,
I-
It
I've
says
seen that.
5 on
ABT?
PlayStation.
what's ABT.com?
I've never heard of that.
Let me see.
I don't know.
Season pass before the game is
People
released.
think that Far Cry 6 is gonna come out next month because they released a Windows Store listing of the end of May
Wait,
where it said it was gonna be
the
released,
first.
but then it was taken down.
what is it?
That's happened before, right? And it's been correct.
It has, yeah. But there's this new leak that there's no official source, but some guy claims it's gonna be released in like June or July.
Someone gave it 1 star because they're adding a season pass to it.
What? There's been a season pass in the last 2.
I know exactly. That's what I
Well,
don't get.
maybe
it.
not 5, but at least 4 there was.
There was a season pass in 5.
What did they add?
It was the Mars DLC,
There
the
you go.
Oh, that's
the
right.
veteran
Yeah.
DLC. Yeah.
New Uncharted game coming out in 2022.
No
Really?
way.
Yeah,
I'd never played the other ones,
Which one is it?
but
What is it called?
it's just called Uncharted.
Wait.
Are they rebooting it?
I don't know.
I don't know. It says Uncharted February 11th, 2022,
Oh, that
Is
reminds
it
me.
a movie?
and Sonic the Hedgehog. No, it says video
Wait,
games.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Where did
Because
that come from?
Uncharted,
What?
I know they're coming out with
it
an
is-
Uncharted
it is,
movie.
It is a movie. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Because I,
Which-
looked,
that
I
could be
looked up
cool.
new games coming
Could
out in
be.
2021.
That reminds me. That's another thing that we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Uncharted.
Uncharted series.
Yeah.
I played 1, 2, and 3. Incredible games.
We need to get like
but
a
I need to play 4.
PS4 or something.
Does a
Play-
PS5? Does
Oh,
it
I
have the
realized it.
collection?
It does,
Yeah.
yeah, and then it's remastered.
It's
too.
backwards compatible. So
Yeah,
maybe
How
we'll
my
get a
seat is too
PS5.
low.
yeah, we can get the non-disc version maybe. Or
If we get the disc one, we can get games and then return it.
true,
'cause we're not gonna
true.
play it.
Personally, I love getting discs. Like I've always been a
Like
other
having
than my
a wall
computer.
of discs or
you're a
something.
Disc
Yeah.
lover.
Easier to sell.
I love discs. I
Mm.
don't know what that means. Is what?
It says easier to sell them afterwards. You
Yeah,
can't
well that's what I
sell
do because I
digital
never keep a
copies.
console for like ever, so I just sell it with all those, and then it's worth more.
I've never bought, well, except for like before 2010 in those years. I've never bought a disc game for my PC.
Oh yeah,
They don't.
for
There's no way,
PC
they
it's
don't
They,
sell
different.
they barely have them, and sometimes they'll have a special edition of the game, and most people don't even have a disc drive, so I don't know why they would do that.
I don't
Remember when
know.
we used to play Battlefront 2 at our
Oh,
cousins,
yeah.
and we would
Disc?
we would put the disc in, and it would allow you to turn the game on. And you could take the disc out and put it in another computer and
Mhm.
play it on there. You could play multiplayer.
Yeah,
Biomutant.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward
Actually,
to
yeah.
that. I'm really.
Do you guys
looking
play
forward to
Resident
that.
Evil?
We're gonna
Resident
be
Evil
playing
Village?
Resident
There's-
Evil 8.
Does
There-
anyone know
there's
when
a
the new
new
one's
one.
coming? Wait, what's it?
It's coming out May 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Mm.
wow, that
Of
is
this
really
year.
close.
yeah,
That's
we're gonna
like a couple
play it.
weeks.
I don't know if we'll play it on stream or not. There's a lot of profanity and stuff, and I don't know if we want to stream
Yeah.
that, but we do want to play it.
Yeah, we might
That's-
do a podcast on it.
Probably. I mean, we did last time. But yeah, in terms of like the profanity, it's one of those things where we try to stay away from. We do have a
try
lot
to
of
keep our streams family friendly.
yeah, we have a lot of younger viewers, and I mean, they get enough of that stuff
Yeah,
from other people. So, oh, Kena, Bridges of the Spirits.
yeah, that looks cool.
It looks like Breath of the Wild.
it does.
What about Little Devil Inside?
I've
The
never heard of
poop
that.
is
Little
that?
I don't know. It's
Oh,
coming out
that's right next to
soon.
me.
July of 2021.
Do you have it up
Looks
on
good.
the screen, Ricky?
Yeah, I could show it right now.
Okay, I
pull
almost
up the other
opened a
games.
trailer, but my audio's muted.
Back for Blood's coming out in June.
What is that?
Back. Oh, that's the
That's the Left 4
zombie.
Dead reboot.
Whoa.
Reboot. It's not a reboot.
It's
Is it really a? Wait,
It's
no, no.
published by
it's
Warner
published
Brothers.
by the same people who developed the Left 4
But
Dead
they're not
games.
developing
Turtle
it.
Rock Studios.
Okay, it's literally Left 4 Dead 3, but they cannot brand it as Left 4 Dead because that's owned by Valve.
What?
Are you sure?
Oh,
Are you
wait.
sure?
Yeah.
Because Turtle Rock Studios.
Turtle Rock Studios did the other two Left 4 Dead.
I just looked it up and it said Valve.
Huh?
It says Valve.
It's not
Were
made
Valve
by
the
Valve.
publishers?
Developed by Valve South and published by Valve.
It's published by Valve?
Of course it is.
Were
It's a
there-
Steam game.
Were there employees that left Valve?
Oh.
to
That,
make
that could be
Turtle?
possible.
No, Turtle
yeah.
Rock are the original developers of the game.
And they left.
And they left and they recreated Left
Mm.
4 Dead. So it's basically Left 4 Dead 3. People say it's Left 4 Dead
But
3.
when did they? Oh, they left after what? 2?
They left after 2 because Valve wouldn't let them make a third game.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
And so they
Yeah.
made Back
So
for
they
Blood.
did it themselves.
Well, that's what the people from Destiny did. They were the Halo 2 and 1 developers.
Oh yeah.
Bungie. And then they left, or I think Microsoft kicked them out or something.
Mhm.
And then they went and developed Destiny.
Mhm.
So that's why it seems so similar.
Yeah.
cool.
Funny enough, I was watching a video of Left 4 Dead 2 last night from a YouTuber called The Act Man. He does like what makes this game great kind of thing, and he just goes like a 30-minute video of everything that makes the game good.
Huh.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff I didn't even realize about Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah, Ricky, I've actually seen Little Devil Inside, and that's one of the games that I'm actually looking forward to. I forget what
I don't see it in
what
the
release
upcoming.
it was.
I see it here.
I forget what release it was,
Action
but I remember
adventure.
talking about it.
It's coming
and
out
Oh,
in
wait,
July.
mention-
mentioning
I gotta
how
turn
it
this
looks
down.
really
Yeah,
interesting.
it does look really good.
It's gonna be loud. Why can't I turn it down?
I muted my audio.
Yeah,
there-
same.
Oh, what?
Oh, this game. Yeah.
This looks cool. Yeah.
I remember watching this on the Game Awards or something.
Do you have a picture of it up on screen?
Yeah,
Ricky?
I showed the. I could go
love
to images,
the graphic
but
style of this.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
cool.
This is one I'm looking forward to.
There were actually quite a few games that looked interesting on those Game Awards. Even though those Game Awards are regarded as a joke a lot of times,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they introduced a lot of cool ones.
What is it? Hood, Outlaws, and Legends.
Which was
It's,
that?
That's the Focus Home Interactive published game.
Oh, that one.
Wait, what is it
Yeah.
Yeah,
called?
the one where
Hood?
it's like there's like a team
Oh.
of 4 going up against a bunch of other teams of 4.
Oh, you sent me a picture of this, yeah, or a video. my
yeah,
bad.
and then basically there's like treasure. It's PvE, PvP.
Mm.
So you have to like use stealth,
Yeah,
different
this,
things.
This does look really
It
fun.
looks really cool.
So a lot of good games coming up.
There really are.
I think
Humankind,
what's
which is like you have it on your wish list.
Do
And
I?
I have it on my wish
I don't
list
even
too.
know.
It's like an above view like conquest game.
Oh. Yeah, that looks cool actually.
I'm trying to think. The only what was it? The only conquest games that I played was like a long time ago, and it was Command and Conquer.
Those are fun.
Those are
yeah.
really fun.
Didn't they
Super good.
remaster those or something?
The
I don't
older
know.
ones, not like General or whatever that.
You know, we
one
should jump
played.
into Bioshock because we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, sure.
So, where do we start?
Infinite.
Well, obviously, but
Well, we have to start with Infinite. Once we get into spoilers, then we'll make the whole loop
yeah.
Yeah.
of
true.
everything.
So, what were your first impressions of Bioshock Infinite?
I actually really like the atmosphere of Columbia. Like maybe it's because I played back to back Bioshock 1, 2, and then I went to 3 right after, or well, Infinite right after. But I actually really like the atmosphere. Like it's obviously, I mean, we all can agree that it's not as interesting as Rapture.
It's the opposite.
It's the complete
like,
opposite.
It's like bright, cheery.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Oh.
happy.
Perfect. Ricky, can you pull up a picture of that actually?
What's that?
Because
Yeah.
this is gonna show the contrast.
Dude, look up a picture of Columbia from Bioshock Infinite.
Rapture is at the bottom of the sea, and it's all dark and dim, and
It's very gloomy.
yeah.
And kind of depressing, but in a cool way.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Mhm.
And then Columbia is like complete opposite, where it's in the skies, everything's bright, everything's like cheery almost,
Happy
and like
and-
yeah. And when is it? What's the time period? Like the 30s or like
Of
20
Infinite,
early
I
20?
think it's the 30s.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Something like that.
Okay. But yeah, my first impressions were so I mean, you guys said this too, and I agree. The game has a really slow start.
It does.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to get into, especially if you come from Rapture, because it's one of those things where
Mhm.
like the start of Rapture was so captivating, and then like you go to Infinite, and it's not like the same.
You're just
Yeah.
walking around. You're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And everything's
To me,
happy. You're like, I'm so confused.
It felt jarring going from Rapture to Columbia,
Mhm.
and it almost felt like they were trying to redo it, but not as good.
Yeah.
So, it took me a couple tries to get into it. Like I tried it like 3 or 4 times, and I would get to like the part where you throw the ball at the beginning. I'm not gonna spoil anything, even though it's at the beginning of the
Oh
game.
yeah.
And a little bit past that, and I would stop playing it. But you told me it was good when you finished it.
Mhm.
So the ending made the game a lot better for me. I felt a lot better about it afterwards.
Yeah, because
Story is incredible.
you're
the
confused
story,
throughout
yeah.
the whole thing, and then it kind of clears some stuff up at the end.
Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe it was some nostalgia from the original Bioshock that was making me get held back by that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I'm sure that was part of it. But it did grow on me
Yeah.
as it went on.
Yeah.
And did you have any time between Bioshock, from like playing Bioshock to Infinite?
Years.
Okay, so that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say is because I went from back to back to back. So I think that like not that I was bored of Rapture, but having something that's so different and that contrasts what
Mhm.
Rapture is.
Yeah, I played them
Was
all in
really
a row,
nice.
kind of like you did.
Yeah. Was it? Did you have the same feeling or what? Like,
I
what
felt
was-
the same way too.
Yeah.
Actually, I played it Bioshock 1, Infinite, then 2.
Huh.
Because I heard
That's what I did too.
I heard Bioshock 2 wasn't that good, so I was like, I won't really dabble with it. And so I played 1, then I played Infinite, then I played 2 like maybe a month later.
Do you guys wish you played them in row or?
No, I don't.
Nah, not really. It
Huh.
doesn't really matter that much.
because 2 is kind of like a standalone.
Almost. It's like
It-
a continuation.
It doesn't add much to the story,
Mhm.
but
No,
it
not
is a
in-
good Bioshock experience if
Yeah.
you're looking for one.
Yeah.
It's kind of like why I like Soma so much. It has the same kind of feel, but it has its own separate story that's really good.
I might replay Soma again.
I
haven't
it's
played
so
it-
good.
I haven't played it in
I'm
a while.
excited for it. Next podcast, Soma.
The ending,
Let's go.
I don't even
The
know.
baby.
Yeah, the ending's good.
I want to talk about that now.
we gotta
but-
play a game that like you guys haven't played,
Yeah,
and then we
true.
can play it together because there's always like that.
There, We've played so many games though.
You play way more games than us
True.
because you played Soma years before I finished it, and then
Yeah, I finished
So.
the Dishonored series the other day. Yesterday.
Oh, it's gonna be like that when you guys play Uncharted.
Yeah,
it will. Then I can have
yeah.
like things. Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, Columbia. Like I liked how it felt. I liked how it looked. But it did take a while. I'd say like about like 3 hours into the game before
Yeah.
you actually get really into it.
and I know a lot of people feel that way. Like my cousin Patrick, he hated Infinite. He never even finished it,
Still,
but he loved Bioshock 1. So
Yeah.
he refuses to play because he dislikes the gameplay so much.
the gameplay is I think that's a huge downside to the game.
For sure,
It's a little easy.
it's
it
extremely.
It's so easy.
But you
It's, like,
could turn the
embarrassingly
difficulty
easy.
up if
You
you wanted a
can.
challenge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But you walk in a room and you can headshot every enemy right away.
yeah.
pretty much.
And I think you mentioned this, Jay, before, or maybe both of you did. I forget, but one of the huge downsides is like in one you have your gun and your. Oh, you can do this too in Infinite, I think. Yeah, your gun and your plasmids, and in Columbia they're called vigors. And they're severely underpowered, like
Yeah, they
way more
are.
than the
They're
first two
very
games.
much so.
To the
But-
point where you barely use them.
Yeah.
There's one where you can possess enemy robots and enemies.
I use that.
That's the only one I used the entire game.
I use
Mhm.
that, and even the electric one was super underwhelming.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
The
just
gun's more powerful.
yeah.
They added this new mechanic where you can right click and you throw down a trap and wait for the enemy to walk over it. But the thing is, they were so underpowered already, and you killed the enemies so fast, you rarely end up using it.
Oh, that was what with the fire one.
That was with every plasmid.
Any plasmid or vigor.
even the possessed one.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
Every
even know. I
single
didn't even know
vigor
that.
had a trap function
Oh,
that I never
see,
used.
that's the thing. I never even
It was
like.
pretty garbage.
Yeah,
Mhm.
in Bioshock 2, I use the traps all the time, like
Well,
Yeah, but those are trap. What is it?
turrets
bolts.
and stuff,
Trap bolts.
and they had little turrets.
Bioshock
Oh,
Infinite,
true.
the enemies are more wave based. You
Yeah.
go into this large room and enemies kind of just flood in as you kill them one by
Mhm.
one, as opposed to Bioshock 1, where it felt more natural.
Mhm.
You'd walk in a room and there were people already there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Bioshock 2 did it really well, where if you wanted to have that wave based thing, it was optional with
Yeah,
the
with
little
the little
sisters.
Oh
sisters,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You could
yeah.
prepare the room and actually like get your defenses set up,
yeah,
and I like that a lot better.
yeah. I mean, I will say that gunfight wise, it was enjoyable for me.
The
I
guns do
enjoyed
feel
it.
good.
The what is it? The one pistol.
Revolver,
The revolver.
the
yeah.
revolver, the
Super good.
carbine was really nice.
Yeah. The machine gun
Um,
wasn't that good.
I use a machine gun just because I can have like an 80 round clip,
Oh,
and I
true.
didn't have to reload too much.
Mm.
Yeah.
But there were so many guns that I never tried out because of the fact that you can only have 2 weapons on your weapon wheel.
No, yeah,
There's no weapon wheel.
Yeah,
They changed it in the DLC though.
yeah, which
Yeah.
was nice.
And so
Even then, though,
Infinite,
Yeah.
it wasn't as good.
you had tons of ammo, and when you ran out of ammo, Elizabeth would throw you ammo.
Mhm.
So you never had that feeling of scarcity.
Yeah. True.
I will say I actually never had that feeling of scarcity in the first 2 games though, because I always had
Mm.
another weapon, which I'm not complaining about. I just don't think
Well, that's a good
for
thing
me,
because
like, I never had that.
it's scarcity for one weapon that forces you to use another.
Yeah,
In Infinite, you can use 2 same weapons the entire game, which is what I did.
Mhm.
I
yeah,
think it was like the pistol and the
Carbine.
carbine.
Yeah.
And then later on in the game, I swapped the pistol for the revolver.
yeah. I will say that scarcity of ammo in the last DLC of Infinite, I noticed this last night when I was finishing it up, is prevalent way more than any like the first, second game, any of them. Like
Yeah,
I
I noticed
had
that
to
too.
really be careful about ammo, which I think was kind of like the whole it kind of like was the gameplay of the last DLC, since we'll talk about it later, but
Yeah.
it makes sense.
In terms of gameplay and story, the second part of the DLC is the best of
Yes.
of the entire Infinite
Mhm.
series or Infinite game.
I actually like the main game. Okay, so like I'm not saying I don't like the DLC, but the main game for me was really like the payoff was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's because of the relationship between the main character Booker and Elizabeth.
Well, to be honest, that had to grow on me at first.
Oh yeah, it was weird at first. I mean,
I wasn't sure how I felt at
Yeah.
the ending. Like
Mhm.
I was
Well-
like, I don't know if I like this or not. And over time I started to like it more as like the nostalgia starts to make you think things are better than they are sometimes.
yeah,
Mhm.
But over time I actually liked it.
yeah.
At first I was like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. For me, it was one of those things where, and I mean, maybe I'm a sucker for like people that make you, developers that make you care about characters in a game, especially like a duo of characters like Last of Us.
Mm.
I mean, it's nowhere compared.
Oh,
like,
yeah, of
it's
course.
nowhere near like what is
Last
it,
of Us
Ellie
style.
and Joel, but
It's like the father-daughter type relationship.
it is, yeah. And it's one of those things where like at first like you were saying, it's not immediately there where you don't like see the connection, but
Mm.
over time as they kind of like converse between each other and stuff like that, at the end it was one of those things where I wasn't like angry. And I actually saw like they're so smart for doing this, because it's almost like at the end of each game they always have a twist,
Yeah.
and this one was like, I know, it's weird. It made me feel different than the other ones.
It did, yeah.
It wasn't a bad one, but it was just,
You're just
It-
like,
it-
oh.
yeah, it was one of those
Well-
things where I was like, now it makes sense, but it's also really confusing. I don't know, it was weird. I don't know how to explain it, but I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Overall, it is a good game.
Yeah,
The story for sure is amazing.
Yeah.
It's worth playing for the story,
Oh,
even
yeah.
if you don't like the gameplay that much, because I think towards the middle of the game, it started to feel like a slog almost. I was like, is this
Because it was
almost
the
done
same
yet?
thing over
Yeah.
and over again.
Yeah.
Same gameplay, kill a bunch of people here, shoot them here.
yeah. I
But-
think someone brand new to the series would. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily recommend to play that one first, but I think it's because we played Bioshock 1 and 2, which their gameplay is like top tier, and then you go to Infinite and it
Mm.
has like, it's lacking, and it's kind of
Well,
like,
you could play Infinite first.
you could, yeah. You could, yeah, actually.
You could.
I mean,
yeah.
You definitely,
But
It is a
would-
prequel, so
yeah, you definitely
yeah,
could.
but you would see a major spoiler though.
that's true.
So
Yeah, actually, don't play
Wait,
it
which-
first.
maybe
we won't
not.
talk about
Maybe
it,
Unless you play the DLCs.
maybe play the main game first.
Wait, huge.
If you play the DLCs, it's a huge spoiler for the first game. You saw last
Oh,
night.
yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
you mean the cutscene, correct?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
not only the cutscene, it's the second part of the DLC, the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, sorry. That
Yeah.
makes sense, yeah.
We'll talk about it in the spoiler section. Why?
Yeah.
Why don't we talk more about Columbia? Because I think it is
Yeah.
kind of an interesting, even though it's not Rapture, it is kind of like an interesting, it's got a weird atmosphere.
It has that cult vibe, kind of like Far Cry 5.
Yeah,
Like there's that one leader.
but there's like the 1930s like race thing happening.
Oh yeah, there's the racism from back in the
racism,
day.
Yeah.
because like at the beginning of the game, it's a
Well,
spoiler.
They honestly didn't handle it in the best way. The only other black character in the game, I'm not gonna spoil it, but they didn't really do any justice to that
No,
character.
they didn't.
Yeah,
So they tried to do some commentary there, but I don't think they did it well.
I
No.
didn't notice anything like that. No.
Yeah, there was one main black character that didn't have a good ending.
No.
Yeah.
Columbia's basically like, well, I don't know. It's like it's a weird thing. It's
we have
like
to be careful.
yeah,
what we
you have to be
say.
careful, but it's like it's, how do I say this? It's like the old, it's super patriotic, but like in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well-
Super racist.
They celebrate the founding fathers as almost like gods.
Yeah,
Because when you first get to Columbia, there are statues of George Washington
No,
and
there was John Wilkes Booth.
Yeah.
A statue of John Wilkes Booth.
for killing Abe Lincoln.
Yeah.
And they made Abe Lincoln in like a painting. They made him have like devil
devil
horns.
horns.
And
I was confused by this. That was one like society in Columbia,
yeah, it was
the Order of the Crow or whatever.
yeah.
Are they bad? Like opposing Comstock? Or are they with Comstock?
Was
not
there
sure.
a third different like opposing force for like?
I don't know. I didn't know if they were like
Hmm.
a bad secret society inside Columbia, or they're part of the government of Columbia. I wasn't
Hmm.
sure.
I think they were just a society, because Comstock is like the leader of everything. He owns, or
Yeah.
he's like the leader of Columbia.
Well, you know the medallion. Like later on, when you get to choose which medallion you give Elizabeth.
It doesn't actually change.
It doesn't
anything.
change anything, but like, does that like represent a couple things? Like, if you have the cage, maybe it represents the
I thought
rebellion later on, or if you have the crow,
I
it
thought
represents
that
the
represented
crow.
the songbird and the cage being the tower or something.
It
I don't-
represents freedom versus like being caged,
Yeah.
being like held back. And I don't know, I forget exactly the context behind it, but I know it did play into something. Like I think she has the token later on. Or she has it on her, right? The entire
She
game.
does, yeah.
Yeah, she around her neck. Yeah,
But it doesn't change anything.
It doesn't.
it just all it does is just show a different symbol.
That is another huge difference between this game and the last two is there's only one ending.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot more. It's a very linear. Like you were saying,
Oh, incredibly.
you were telling me about it. Like you can hold, like you hold the end button and it tells you exactly where to go.
yeah, this
Yeah.
arrow comes out and shows you the exact path you need to go.
Yeah.
So there's no open world, which, by the way, the next Bioshock is going to be open world.
For real this time.
For real.
That's awesome.
Really?
Yeah, so
No
I was-
loading screens?
well, I don't know about that, but there is a video I was watching last night that the people who are developing Bioshock 4, they don't know what it's called yet, but they put out a hiring listing of someone who can develop main quest and side quest for an open world game. And they never said it was for Bioshock 4, but it was those developers.
Imagine
So-
if they can capture the atmosphere of Rapture and make it an open world where you can just travel.
or if they don't do Rapture at all.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's just the same atmosphere.
we'll talk about
Yeah.
it later in the spoilers, but it's one of those things where I don't know where they can go at this point. Like, I'm not sure.
Mm.
I think it closes a lot of doors, but also it opens like
They're like, we're
endless
going to space,
possibilities.
boys.
Yeah, it's like
Which
bottom of the
that
sea,
could be cool.
That
sky,
could be, yeah.
space.
Oh wait,
That would be cool. Yeah.
what is it? Was that one?
Prey?
No.
Oh.
Yes, that I still need to finish that. But there's a game called it was on Steam and it was like a space FPS.
I don't know.
Horror,
Let me see.
space.
Space FPS.
Prey is a space FPS.
Yeah, but it's different. Boundary. Basically, it's like space Battlefield.
Oh, really?
Wait,
And there's 0G and you can like move your mouse wherever you
Oh,
want.
I heard of that.
what
Yeah.
if they make it like that? Oh, wait, hold on. I might have heard about this game.
This game looks really cool. If you want, you could show some gameplay of it, Ricky.
Yeah,
What's it called though?
It's called Boundary.
I think I saw a commercial for this actually. What, you thinking like make it like this? I mean,
Well, I mean, if they can make it like 0G,
You
you
know
kind of
what?
just do whatever.
you know what? If they make it like imagine they can capture that really creepy atmosphere and then put it in space, but it's like a space city or something.
Yeah, but that's
Like
a
a
lot like
system.
Prey. Like if you ever
It
have you
is.
ever
Well,
played Prey?
no, I've
it's
seen
like
That's not a
gameplay, though.
city, though.
it's a space station.
But like a
Yeah.
like a city like Rapture. Like instead of it being like super high tech, like obviously it's gonna be, but more of like a city, like Columbia or Rapture or something.
I think they should make it like hundreds of years in the future. They make a space. Well, then it doesn't have the creepy like old vibes to
That
it.
old 50s vibe, like
Yeah.
Columbia didn't have that, it had the like 30s or whatever, but the 50s vibe is so like interesting.
It could be
Yeah.
like another universe or something.
Yeah, that would be cool.
yeah.
Did you
Like
end up
in the 60s during the space race and all that.
Yeah.
Which honestly, that'd be more feasible than Columbia would.
Yeah, true.
How do they
Col-
get
I
that
don't-
city to fly?
Yeah, Columbia's I don't get that.
Wasn't
that's,
there
like,
like
way-
some sort of machines on the bottom of it that kept it floating?
Yeah, but that was the 30s.
There was yeah, true.
It doesn't really make too much sense.
It's
Yeah.
way more.
This game does look really cool.
It's
though.
way
have
more
gameplay up?
ridiculous than Rapture.
Yeah. Wait, do you actually have gameplay up?
Yeah.
He's showing the gameplay
Oh,
of
okay.
Boundary.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the game looked like. Or I mean like how
it's
it
like
played.
it's 0G. You can move your mouse wherever you want, and you get to fly with like little packs in space stations and
I
stuff.
think the whole space thing is such a like there's such a fine line for making it like super cheesy.
Yeah, but this one's
like,
realistic. Like there's like barely any sound and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
It's gonna be like you can barely hear
Mm.
anything.
How does it go?
Speaking of space, when I had my VR, there's this one game.
Oh,
Do you know what it was called? It was called like Echo.
It was
something?
Echo.
No, it was Echo something.
Echo Station.
But it was so cool. It was 0G, and you're in a space station,
Wait, what's
and
it
you
called?
actually grab yourself. Let me see, Echo.
VR game?
Yeah,
Wait, I want to kind of get that now.
you really should.
Echo Arena.
What?
No,
Echo?
it wasn't Echo Arena.
Wait, Echo Ricky or
Echo
what?
Arena
Huh?
was based off.
Detached.
No, it wasn't that.
The VR game
Boundary?
he's talking
Was
about.
it
Oh,
detached?
Echo.
And Boundary.
Wait, Boundary isn't the VR one.
No.
Oh, you mean Echo?
Echo.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's just called Echo.
No, it's not.
Lone Echo.
That might be it. Just want to.
Which
Lone Echo.
we're hoping to get a VR here soon.
Yeah, we have enough space.
I think
for
this
it.
was it.
We do. There's a new Lone Echo 2?
2 days ago, this was announced.
I just see Lone Echo.
There's a second one coming out. Recently got announced.
Oh wow! But it was. I say that's probably the coolest VR experience I've had, because you pull yourself around with your arms in 0G, and and you can
Oh,
grab
that's-
and you throw
yeah.
yourself, and you just keep on going, and then you slam into the wall. You can pick up things and like throw them in 0G.
That's awesome.
That was my favorite VR thing.
Can
I
you
played.
float off? Like if you miss? If you
I
don't
don't know
grab
if you
something?
can go outside.
I didn't play that much of the game.
I see
but
someone. No, yeah.
I think you could.
Yes, they're outside.
But there's another game called Echo Arena that was based off of that, and it was a versus mode with that zero G.
Okay. That's what
That is
Arena was.
awesome.
So I think it was like some sort of like frisbee.
I think
thing.
so.
Speaking of space, I know I said this before, but I
Infinite?
want to try Infinite
water.
Warfare. Or
Yeah, we'll try that.
Infinite Warfare.
like,
We'll do how bad was that game for that?
yeah, because personally, I don't know. I was a part of the whole. I mean, I disliked that video. That used to be the most disliked
Yeah,
video
yeah.
before the YouTube one, right?
Oh yeah.
Wasn't there one that like beat it?
Was
yeah,
it that, or
YouTube
was it Justin
Rewind beat
Bieber
it.
or something
Yeah.
like that?
It used to be Baby, but then Infinite Warfare beat it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just funny when. What was I saying? Yeah, no, I actually really want to try it because I think it's one of those things where I mean, people were so sick of it. Even though what was it? Just one game? Oh no, Black Ops 3 was the first to introduce that whole like boosting. Then Advance took it. And I actually liked Advance.
That was fun.
And then Infinite was like, we want boots on the ground now. And then they just kind of like went.
Yeah.
Like, total
I was just gonna
opposite.
say that. I think people after Advanced Warfare, they just wanted boots on the ground. Then when they said Infinite, they were like, no, we
Yeah.
hate
Well,
this. But now it might be a good game.
The
Like,
main
yeah,
reason
try it out.
people were mad was because they were releasing Modern Warfare 1 remastered,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they forced you to buy
That-
man.
yeah,
Infinite
forgot about that.
Warfare
Oh,
if you wanted the
yeah.
remaster.
People would buy it and then sell the Infinite
Yeah.
Warfare and just keep the Modern Warfare.
If they didn't force you to buy it, I feel like it would have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people were just so angry; they didn't want to pay for the full $60 thing.
Not even that. You had to pay $80 to get it.
Oh, really?
You had to pay an extra $20 just to get
Ooh,
the.
That's a big cash grab.
I'm kind of I'm glad they've moved away from that. Like I feel like Call of Duty's in a better place than it was
Oh, for sure.
in that period.
Well, I
don't
mean,
know-
now it's like get the ultimate, you get a free battle pass or something.
Yeah.
Well, in that period, we were like, COD is dead at this point,
yeah,
and they revived
they
itself.
did. They really
Yeah.
did. I think it started with the reboot of Modern Warfare, and then
Mhm.
Cold War. Like I'm not sure about the entire like what people think about it, but from what I've heard, it's like people don't like it as much as the Modern Warfare engine.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I
Well,
don't
the
know why that is.
multiplayer.
Like
The
from
multiplayer is a lot better in Modern Warfare. I gotta say. Like,
than Modern Warfare.
no,
In
Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare
yeah,
multiplayer
that's what
is
I'm-
better
that's what
than
I'm
Cold
saying,
War.
Yeah,
I prefer Cold War.
yeah. I think
But-
generally like
I couldn't get into Modern Warfare for some reason.
Huh.
I don't know why that was, but
Yeah.
every time I played it, I would just leave. I would
Like-
rage quit and leave.
Yeah, they made it a lot harder to get camos in Cold War. For
Oh.
sure.
don't they
I-
have
I
that?
never- I never
same
did
with
that,
Modern
though.
Warfare.
They
though.
had-
No,
I
it's
didn't
easier in
want
Modern
to.
Warfare. So much easier.
It's
I
the
guess.
same
know.
thing, Ricky.
Yeah.
You,
Well, I
have
don't
to,
know.
you have to get it to like max level to get all the camos, and you didn't have to do that in previous CODs.
Mm.
But that's just me.
We
It
like
just-
the
it
old
feels
ways, is what
harder
we're
in
trying to
Cold
say.
War.
Yeah,
The old
yeah.
way of getting.
It is.
We're
I
off-
like the old DLC pack
We're
too.
way off talk. Yeah, we'll have podcasts for Call of Duty.
yeah.
Talk for like 3
I
hours.
forget what we're
Probably
yeah,
could.
we can talk for a while. What were we talking about? Space Bioshock? maybe?
Yeah, space. Yeah,
But how did that come up? Because of Columbia?
yeah.
I don't know where we're at.
But
A lot of people think that Prey is Space
I remember.
Bioshock, though.
So, Bioshock 1 actually told you how they built Rapture.
oh yeah,
Infinite never did that. They're just like, oh, floating
True,
city, here
yeah.
you go.
Oh yeah.
They just kind of gave it to you and expected you to fill in the blanks.
yeah. Infinite's a lot. It's a reach. Yeah, because I mean, like Rapture, it was almost like feasible. I mean, it probably is feasible.
Oh, it's definitely feasible.
Oh yeah.
but Columbia and the time period it was made, it like doesn't really make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing about like the whole atmosphere of Columbia is what is it? They glorified the massacre.
Oh,
Wounded Knee.
Wounded Knee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They glorify things that happened that, I mean, the United States wouldn't necessarily deem as like honorable or whatever,
Mm.
which is weird. Is they leave the what is it? They seceded
From the U.S. Yeah.
at some point.
Well, they also helped in the Boxer Rebellion. That's why they seceded, because they revealed that they actually had a weaponized flying city, and they shot a bunch of people in the Boxer Rebellion with the city.
And then after that, the
United States got mad at them, and they're like, oh, well, we're going to secede. So they left
huh?
and disappeared.
Over the ocean.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, the more we talk about it, the more it seems kind of like
It's kind of ridiculous.
yeah, it does seem kind of ridiculous. But if you can separate yourself from like that,
We don't play
can still
games because
enjoy
they're
it, yeah.
realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, people leave audio logs around. Like I remember the guy talking
Yeah.
about it. Like they
Like imagine Andrew Ryan just like placing them out for them to find.
he like talks into it to tell like some deep secret, then just like leaves it on the counter like random.
That was
points.
especially apparent in Bioshock 2, where the what was her name? Sarah
Oh wait, no.
Lamb.
Sophia
Sarah-
Lamb.
Sophia Lamb.
Yeah.
Like you just find her audio logs laying around as you go in the most
Yeah.
random places.
Yeah, it is really weird.
Yeah.
One thing that when I was watching that video that you were talking about the timeline, I forgot about a lot of characters. Like I just forgot about him again. No, but what is it? Like just going through the entire game. Like what's his name? The guy that helps you in the second game.
Stanley Poole.
No, who's Stanley Poole? That's
The
a
thief?
That's the,
Oh,
no.
the Western sounding dude.
Yeah, what's
Western
his name?
accent. I don't know.
The thief?
No, no, he's the business guy.
Oh.
He has a
See, I can't
southern accent.
I can't even remember his name now.
I totally
forgot.
forget.
I'm sorry. I gotta look.
I gotta figure it out.
I have to. That really annoys me. Sinclair.
Yes.
Sinclair.
Oh yeah.
Sinclair.
Yeah, that camera's fine. You going to the bathroom?
Yeah, I do
Ricky's
too, but
going
I'm
to the
gonna hold it
bathroom.
for a while. I don't know why. My bladder is like bursting.
Yeah. Like before we started recording, there like what you went to the bathroom like 3 times.
I think so.
And then I
yeah.
went,
Yeah,
and then
then
you
Ricky
went.
Well, we were setting
Yeah.
up for probably like 2 hours trying to
Yeah,
work
we-
out the kinks.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, but Sinclair, like that's a character that I totally forgot about. But then when
Mhm.
I was watching the video, I was like, I really like Sinclair.
I did too.
Mhm.
And I liked how they ended that. Or well, no, I don't know. I don't know what we're spoiling or not. But
Well, I mean,
No spoilers.
I
till the
like
spoiler
if
section.
yeah,
if they've watched, if they're listened or not listened or watched this one,
yeah.
they would have seen the previous one.
Yeah.
So I would assume.
Well,
that they would-
well, unless they're watching it and not watching the spoiler part of each of them.
Oh, I see.
But I like Sinclair is what I'm trying to say. Like I like
He
his
was a good character.
Yeah. But
And-
there's like
Mhm.
little things like that I totally forgot about. And it's like one of those things where until you watch the timeline, you forget little details about like the first and second game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which watching gameplay of the first game made me miss the gameplay of the first game.
Yeah.
I saw someone playing gameplay and it looked fun.
Yeah.
Like even though I preferred the gameplay of 2, for some reason the gameplay of 1 looked more satisfying.
Yeah. It did look really cool.
Well, with 2, you get like these like high powered weaponry, and you're a big daddy, and all these different things.
Yeah, but the shooting looked more impactful. Like when you shot a gun, like it would hit the splicer and it would look like it would do more damage.
they beefed up the splicers in 2.
Yeah.
And they took a lot more damage.
yeah.
Oh, really?
I liked how the
Yeah.
splicers in 2 looked though.
Yeah, they look
They were
creepy.
scary.
Mhm.
Like their bodies were mutilated, but I think that's because they've been splicing for longer. Like you know
Oh,
the big,
yeah.
the
10
big
years
the
more.
really big Hulk ones or whatever.
Those guys are weird, and they all had the same voice.
Yeah,
That's
they have
funny.
the same model too.
They
whatever.
reminded me of the guys from Bioshock Infinite, although Infinite came after. But whatever.
Yeah,
Like the robot guys with the big hands.
Oh, Mr. Handyman or
I,
whatever.
Yeah.
I saw like 2 of those guys.
Or was I thinking of Fallout, Mr. Handy?
It might be. I'm not
Fallout
sure.
would be
know.
a good series. I've never played them.
That's a lot. That's like playing the Elder Scrolls series.
Oh, is it really that?
It's
they're-
involved.
they're
I've
all-
started Fallout New Vegas. Was it?
They're fun though. You got to get into them.
I got to get into it, but I've started it, and it's like I have to get used to it.
You can't just let the graphics like dissuade you from playing it
Mm-hmm.
because the gameplay and the choices you can make are impactful and they're
Oh,
fun.
okay.
So.
What was
But yeah,
it?
we could play at least one of the Fallout games and talk
Yeah.
about it.
I'm down. I mean, what
Could
was
do
it?
4.
Was 4?
New Vegas is regarded as the best in the series.
I've heard
Oh,
that.
Okay.
I'd rather play New Vegas.
But isn't it like 50 hours just to beat it though?
How about
I don't
what's the new one that like totally tanked?
Oh, 76?
Is that still
Ugh.
going?
It's still
I think
out.
they finally added NPCs.
Yeah, it didn't have NPCs when it was
Kidding
released.
me. That is
And
crazy.
Brian was telling me that the new Wasteland DLC is actually good.
Hmm.
Oh, he has it.
He played it on like Game Pass. But it's like a single player. It's not like multiplayer. The
Wasn't it
Wasteland
supposed
DLC,
to be like a Rust, like a
It
Fallout?
was
Kinda,
supposed
yeah.
to be, yeah, but it was just
With RPG elements?
yeah, it like flopped.
I mean, that could have been
majorly.
so good though.
I know.
That's
And
crazy.
Remember they were charging $100 for a private server on PS4
for what?
for Fallout 76?
No
Oh, and then
Yeah.
there was the monthly thing that you paid for,
Yeah.
and then you get it was like I think it was around $100 still too. It was like $100, and then you get every month you get a certain amount of these bottle caps or something.
How do they do this and put this in order and like not think that people like? How does that pass them? Like, you're charging $100 for a server. Like,
it was ridiculous.
I just don't get that. Like, how does that go past so many like levels of people working? No one stops to say
they just got lazy and just let it slide through.
Yeah,
or something.
It's crazy.
I want to go to spoilers.
Yeah,
I really do.
I think we've gotten our point across for the non-spoiler section.
It's a good game.
Really,
story is way better. Gameplay is mediocre.
Yeah. For us to do any more, it would need to be spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's I would say it's a must. If you play Bioshock 1, 2, and the DLCs and you're really invested, I really think you should try Infinite because it ties in all the little things that may have
And play the DLCs.
and the
Yes.
DLCs for sure.
Majorly.
Okay, that
Whatever. Let's just go into spoilers.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Where to begin?
Oh wait,
I don't
wait.
even know.
We can start with the infinite spoilers.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
give the warning of the
well, yeah.
spoilers.
Yeah.
We already
so
did.
anyway,
Spoiler warning.
Spoiler.
We should make a graphic, like a spoiler warning.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
We should do like one
wait,
of
have
the
we-
stupid like the air raid
Air raid
sirens.
siren.
yeah, and also like in the YouTube
Yeah, chapter.
chat. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
That.
Well, we put the timestamp on the podcast, so we'll just put that in the YouTube too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much.
Ending. I'm
All
so
right,
eager.
all right, the
I'm
ending
so
of Infinite.
eager. I'm so
So-
eager.
Ricky, we're sorry.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear
Unfortunately, played it too
every
slowly.
spoiler from the series in
Oh,
this.
no.
Just like tuning out. Honestly, I think the ending are like all this spoilers so confusing. He's probably just gonna be like, "What's happening?"
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
and you might not even catch on to it. So.
I'm gonna try to explain the Infinite story from what I remember.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
In a nutshell.
Okay,
I'm not
okay,
gonna do
okay.
the whole thing. So, Booker DeWitt is his name beforehand, right?
Yes.
Booker DeWitt was a soldier, which in the video you watched, I think he was saying that the timeline just doesn't make
It
sense.
doesn't make sense. No.
because
he would be 11.
yeah, he was like, according
been
to
yeah.
real world rules of how you get certain ranks in the army, he would have been 11 when he received the current rank
Oh my.
or when he started in the army.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was in the army and he participated in the Battle of Wounded Knee and maybe another one too.
Not sure.
But apparently he committed a lot of atrocities in that battle. And there's one scene at the beginning, or actually at the end of the game, but technically in the beginning of the timeline, where he had the opportunity to be baptized. In some realities, he was baptized and became Zachary Hale Comstock. And in other realities, he stayed Booker DeWitt and opened up a detective agency.
Mhm.
Zachary Comstock, he is technically the first, like the main one, because he is the reason everything started.
Mhm.
So he goes on to start the city of Columbia. Doesn't really explain how. It just happens. And using Lutece, what's the lady's name?
Lutece, that's it. I don't know her first
Okay.
name.
Dr. Lutece or whatever. She discovers these portals, and because of these portals, Zachary Comstock becomes sterile and he can't have his own children. So because of that, he decides to go to another reality and steal a child that he had in another life. So he ends up going to Booker DeWitt's reality and stealing Elizabeth, which her name was Anna DeWitt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, Booker DeWitt burns it on his hand, AD for Anna DeWitt, and he regrets losing her,
Mhm.
and he turns to gambling and all this kind of stuff. In the process of stealing Elizabeth, her finger gets cut off by the portal, trapping her in multiple realities simultaneously. Ricky's like, what is even happening? Because of that, she can actually open dimensions, like portals to other dimensions,
Mhm.
like in the future, in the present, to any point in time that she wants.
It's ridiculous.
That just opens up so many possibilities.
Yeah.
So that's basically the catalyst. But the big reveal is that Booker DeWitt is Zachary Comstock.
Mhm.
You don't find that out to the very end.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's all you really need to know going into it.
Yeah. And the ending of the of Infinite was kind of like the big reveal, and that's what I was saying before is I was satisfied, but I was also very confused because I didn't really know how to feel about it. What is it? But that one moment when you figured it out and the ending happened, it was like it was one of those things where you sit and you look at your screen for a while.
Just stare at it.
Yeah. And that's the whole hinge, like Jay was saying before, the whole hinge in between what reality it was, whether it be Zachary Comstock or Booker DeWitt, is whether he took that baptism.
Mhm.
Because when he takes that baptism,
he becomes a different person, essentially.
He becomes like religiously fanatic or something like that. And if he rejects it, he's Booker. But I don't know. It's like it's so hard. It's so hard. It's like I said this. I think I said this to you, Chug. But after I beat it, but it's a multi-dimensional concept, but it's one you can understand.
Yeah.
Like it's one
in some cases. There are some things that are just unexplainable.
Some things there's gaps in the story, and like that video went over it.
Yeah, there are some canon issues between the book and Infinite, but Infinite is considered higher canon.
Yeah.
So they kind of retcon some things from the book.
Mm-hmm. But what was I saying? But yeah, like the whole multi-dimensional thing. It's such a weird thing because so many like TV shows. Like I think of The Flash. Like I don't watch The Flash, but I watched a couple episodes a couple weeks ago because I think your parents had it on or something. So I was watching it. It is so confusing, and no shade to anyone who watches The Flash, but wow, like
You need to start from the beginning.
I know, but it's so convoluted.
Right.
Like there's so many like, oh, this guy's back now, and like this guy has superpowers because he was like morphed into this, or like it's
almost in a lot of cases it's almost lazy writing because they can literally pull whatever they want from thin air and they make it make sense through infinite realities.
Yeah.
You can't understand it.
It's like we're throwing shade on it, but it's like it's so confusing. Like, are you caught up with that, Ricky?
No, I stopped after like the first 5 seasons or 3.
How many
3 or 4
seasons are
seasons.
there?
There's a lot,
world?
but like
I don't
after
know.
a while, it got really annoying because they were losing their fans, so they just started like making stuff up and throwing
Yeah,
it in.
'cause
Like,
I remember,
alternate
like,
universes.
Mhm.
Like so many people have superpowers now. Like
Yeah,
everyone
like-
gets
like,
superpowers.
Some of the main people died, but then they brought them back in
Everyone's
because of the
super.
alternate universes. and
No
they're like,
one will be.
Yeah, it's
it got
very
super annoying.
very confusing. But that's one instance where I can say like, okay, in my opinion, they didn't do it too well because they messed with like multi-dimensional. And I know with the Flash, that's always been a part of the Flash. Like I know like the Reverse Flash and stuff like that. How he went
after
back.
like season.
Yeah,
it got really bad. They actually
Yeah.
made it worse. They tried making it better, but it made it
and maybe
Mm.
that's because I didn't keep up with the series. But with Infinite, it's one of those things where it's a multi-dimensional thing that I think they explain fairly well and that you can understand.
Especially like when it comes aligned with the DLC.
Definitely,
Like showing
The DLC
showing,
is more complicated.
That- it is, but it also ties up so many things. It ties up everything.
Yeah, they actually closed the infinite loop.
Yeah,
So it's
Well, I mean,
not, it's
pretty
not
much-
technically infinite after the DLC.
Oh, pretty much after part 2, after everything's done, I think there's only one Anna and one Booker, and then
No, there's no more
Booker,
no more Anna.
no more Anna.
no,
either.
there was one left.
Yeah, she died.
She died.
Yeah, I know, but there was.
Wait,
I thought
wait,
it was
wait, okay, so hold on.
There
Are you
was
talking about
another-
Infinite or the DLC?
past the DLC.
Oh, she's dead.
No. There's one Booker and one Anna.
Okay,
and
so
they're
I think you're a bit confused.
no.
At the end of Infinite,
She
her-
dies.
Yes.
no,
Yes,
no,
I
I'm not
know.
talking about the DLCs. At the end of Infinite,
There's one
she
left.
drowns Booker before he can become Zachary Comstock.
Mhm.
That got rid of every single Zachary Comstock except one, and that was the one that went to Rapture. The reason he wasn't gone was because he went to the Lutesses and they helped him change realities.
Yeah, and he changed realities because in that one, Elizabeth's head got chopped off instead of her pinky in that portal.
Yeah.
And the reason he didn't disappear when she drowned him is because he was in a separate dimension or different reality,
Mhm.
which removed him from that whole.
Yeah, but there was
Event of-
still one that had nothing to do with Columbia and stuff back in the past.
Oh yeah, Booker is still around, but there's no more Zachary Comstock.
Yeah.
Yeah, which means
Okay.
Anna and Booker can be together as
But it would
father
be
and
Anna.
father and daughter.
Yeah, she would be Anna.
It wouldn't,
Yeah.
no more
And so
Elizabeth.
technically,
The-
Booker and his daughter live happily ever after towards the end.
Technically, yeah.
Technically.
You can
That's what I was trying to say.
But at that point, okay, now it gets kind of confusing. At that point where she drowns him, does Booker always end up at that point where he gets drowned, or is it at like Man, now I'm confused.
Yeah, it is confusing.
So at that point where she drowns Booker, does in every other reality, once he gets to that point, he gets drowned, Or now after that point, there just isn't any more Zachary Comstock. And
I
now
think
it's
the
only
loops and everything just are done, and there's only one of each.
So then Booker goes on to be a detective.
And he
There's
has
just
to
no more.
actually, you know what? That actually happens. All the Bookers die too.
So
Because
wait.
she drowns him before he even makes the choice to become baptized or leave.
So no matter what, every time he gets to that point of the baptism, he gets drowned.
Yeah,
Oh.
that got rid of all
Yeah,
those
but there was only
realities.
one left, so that means when the last one drowns, that's the end of it.
Well, she was the only Elizabeth left because she was in
there's
multiple
Anna.
realities.
It's just the same person.
No, because Anna was never born.
She might have been born before the baptism, though.
I don't think she
Possibly.
was because Zachary Comstock would have had a daughter then.
Oh.
He needed to go back and steal him from Booker.
Unless Columbia was around. And he was
he built
sterile.
Columbia.
Man, this makes you want to
Oh,
smash your head
right.
on the desk or something.
You're right, yeah.
He built
yeah.
Columbia through the portals. He
Mm.
became sterile. That was years down the road.
Mm.
That's why he aged so fast because of the radiation.
Okay, so then so Anna was born after that.
Okay.
So then there is no Anna.
So they're both
No.
dead.
yeah, there's no more Booker, no more.
So
Anna.
the loops are all finished. Okay, that makes sense.
I concluded it.
I thought there was gonna be like one of them left, but I
It
didn't. I
concludes
wasn't
it to
sure.
the point of Bioshock 1. And then
Mhm.
after that point, there can be multiple realities because there's different options.
Mhm.
And I think that's why, actually, now that I think about it, I think that's why they didn't do multiple endings. Like they did in Bioshock
Yeah.
1, because everything closes to one point, which is
Mm.
Bioshock 1. And then at that point, there can be different
Yeah,
outcomes.
but like I like the fact that the second part shows that Elizabeth was the one that started one,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
first Bioshock.
When
And,
Some
and
people
it's
didn't like
guaranteed.
that.
The developer said
I-
that was the universe that
Mhm.
Bioshock 1 took place in. So
Yeah,
yeah. And you meet, what is it? You work with Atlas, which I think was really cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem very, like, good.
I
I
still
mean, he's not.
I
But
still
when he
okay.
killed her.
Yeah.
I did like how Booker was in your mind in the second
I
part.
like that too.
Like
yeah.
he was just talking to you and stuff.
And that's another thing that I think builds upon the Infinite game, which is like that relationship that you kind of grow to like really like.
Mhm.
And then even like towards the end of the second DLC, I remember her saying like, Booker, you're my only friend. Like, where are you? And it's one of those things where it's kind of sad because all other Bookers are dead now, and it's like, it's sad, but it's I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's good though. I like how it closes everything out into the first game,
Mhm.
and that is the universe that you start in.
Yeah.
So that's good.
It was a happy ending for all the death and stuff like that. Even
Oh,
though
it
it was
was, yeah.
kind of sad that Elizabeth died, but it goes right into Bioshock 1 where all the little sisters are saved.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was it the Lutesses that set that all in order? Did they know that they wanted they knew that the only outcome was from what is his name? Frank?
Well, also the
Hmm.
Lutesses were the same person.
Yeah, just from different
Well,
realities.
so those two Lutesses, they exist in like infinite realities. But
yeah.
technically, I don't think they actually discovered the portals after they got rid of Booker because he recruited the Lutess lady.
Hmm.
So the only
So
two
they're
that,
done.
no, they're still alive, but they just never did those portals. So the only two are those people that are stuck in time, because what happened was like I think the portal blew up or something.
I saw that. Well, in that video, I think he mentioned the guy mentioned that they died, and that kind of made him like omniscient almost.
It scattered their particles
yeah,
across.
so they can
all
like
dimensions.
be anywhere at any time.
Yeah,
Yeah, but wait,
I don't know.
how did both of them get there? What did the lady Lutess do?
She
Did
brought her
pull-
brother from a different.
it
It
wasn't
wasn't
a brother.
brother,
It
it
was
was her.
herself
her
as a
as a
guy.
man.
as a
Yeah.
it's like wait, Ricky's face is just like, what's happening?
I'm just not even paying attention anymore.
It's so confusing if no one knows. Like,
You were saying
About
Inception was confusing.
yeah, this is. I mean, this
Yeah.
is way more confusing. Well, it's weird because I say it's easy to understand until you like really dig into it.
Well, if you play
Yeah.
it and
You
you
know-
see things
Yeah.
along the way,
You know
you'd be
what I
like,
also
oh,
thought
this,
about,
oh,
though?
that.
Is
What's
the
it?
DC or is it DC or
Marvel?
DC.
no the DC universe or whatever with like Wolverine and stuff,
That's
X-Men?
Marvel.
X-Men and stuff like that? Is that Marvel?
Yeah.
That,
Oh, with
that
what Days of
Is
Future
it-
Past?
It's in the
no,
same
just
universe.
like every single movie is a different universe. It's insane.
It's
In
not.
what?
Not all of them.
It mostly
Not
is.
usually.
And what?
No, they rebooted
For
it at one
X-Men.
point.
like-
Marvel's about to jump into multi-dimensional stuff,
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
worlds. And stuff.
Multiverse of Madness. We'll see where that goes.
So
Oh, great.
let's just hope
Get
it's
ready.
not too much.
I don't think they will. They've been pretty good about it so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know where to start now. It's like
there's so much.
Well, I mean, the prison.
the prison.
The prison
Oh.
that the building that the person sent down.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted. That's what we were trying
That was
to.
a department store.
Yeah, but they pushed it down, and then that's what they would send all the people.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Do they? So you go to Fontaine Futuristics in the first game, correct? Or no, in the second game.
One of them, yes.
So
I
then
forget which game that was.
you have to go there through like a I can't even say it.
Bathysphere.
Bathysphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Bathysphere.
Okay, because I never even knew that it was sunk unless they said something. Did they say
Yeah.
something? I feel like
they,
Sophia
I think they
Lamb
talked
mentioned
about it. But I mean, it was there before.
I thought
Yeah,
they
I
forget.
mentioned it in 2. They might have mentioned it in 2 about some
Because
sort of
I did
some
know
sort
about
of
that before Infinite.
jail that the people made
Yeah.
Mhm.
somewhere, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. It's I actually really like it though because even like when she was saying she can see all the doors behind like everything or whatever, she can see what
Mhm.
happened, so she knew what to do. Like everything ended, and then that last phrase, like "Would you kindly,"
Mhm.
which is like
I think
Yeah.
you gasped when that
I
happened.
know. I
You're
was like, no, because I don't know. It's just crazy. Like you're so confused while you're going through it. You're like, I don't know where this is going. Like, what is happening right now? And then like that last thing happens where that one key phrase, and then you're like, wow, now
Yeah.
this is where the first
Oh.
game like.
I wanted to mention Suchong.
Mm.
You saw
Suchong?
the body.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With the recording next to
Yeah,
it
I was
from the
like,
first game.
Jay, you were watching me. I was like, hold
Yeah.
on, this is the recording. Like this is where he like
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
destroyed, and it's
It's
like
so
wow.
cool. And then you saw the Big Daddy walking around the area with that killed
Yeah.
him.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
it's really cool.
I am curious though. So the protector program, did someone else pick that up because you discover what gives the attraction, right?
I think so. Yeah.
But beforehand, years ago, there was the Alpha series, and they had the attraction.
What do you mean years ago?
Like with
Oh, but they didn't know what bound them.
so he was trying to make it what like a less because I remember the what's his name Project Sigma, is it
Sigma. That was
Yeah.
the DLC, I think.
Delta?
Delta, yeah.
He had a what was it, like a connection to Eleanor that was like if she died he would die.
Well, yeah, if her heart stopped, it would sever the bond and he would die.
So
Wouldn't
then
that
they
be
were
the same for all Big Daddies though?
no, they
Because-
just need Adam.
Mhm.
Because I think I read somewhere that Big Daddies were not only imprinted on one singular one, they were imprinted on all of them somehow.
That was some of the Big Daddies, but in Delta's case, he was tied to Eleanor.
Okay, that makes sense because
How
he was
about
the
the
first.
alphas?
See, I don't know. I'm not exactly
Huh.
sure.
And what I really liked is I think you mentioned this last time, but figuring out that Columbia and Rapture share technology
Mm.
because of the tears.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
wait, Rapture is in technically Booker's reality, correct? Because there was no Columbia.
Columbia
Hmm.
would be in Booker's reality,
Yes.
and then Rapture would be in another reality.
I thought there was only two. Well, I mean, there's multiple, but two.
I think Rapture existed outside of Booker's choice. That was a separate reality entirely.
Because Booker went into the lighthouse and that brought him straight up. There
Right.
wasn't. He didn't go through any tears. He didn't do anything. He went up into Columbia. He was already there.
Well, because she said constants and variables. There's a lighthouse and there's a man.
Yeah.
The man was
Which
Andrew
I
Ryan
like.
in Bioshock.
I like how they added the lighthouse thing.
Yeah.
yeah. I like
The
that.
lighthouse was obviously the one to Rapture.
Is it the same lighthouse?
No.
No.
It's just there's like in the alternate realities, there are constants and there are variables. So the constant is there's a city, and there's a man, and the variable is like everything that happens
Yeah.
in those.
Small little like
And it
differences
starts with a
between the
lighthouse.
universes.
There's always a lighthouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that wait? So is the lighthouse that you start in Infinite, is that the same lighthouse that
Mm-mm.
Rapture's built?
No, that's what Ricky was
That's
asking.
what I-
No.
that's what I
Oh,
looked
oh.
at.
No, that lighthouse was like red and white.
Oh, okay.
The other lighthouse was like brick.
Yeah, and in 1, there's the giant statue when you walk in. and
Yeah.
stuff like
And
that, it
remember
goes down.
from the part where Elizabeth was telling you about the different tears and like the what is it, the bridges were coming up and you
Mhm.
saw like the hundreds of lighthouses everywhere.
Yeah.
That was the original Bioshock's lighthouse.
Mm.
Not the exact one, but it like
Yeah.
It's incredibly confusing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that aren't explained too.
Yeah. And once you play through it and you like watch a video on it, like even though I'm still kind of like stumbling through it, like I still understand it. And
Mhm.
it's still easier to understand than some movies and
Oh
TV
yeah,
shows have like made.
still
Yeah.
easier to
typos.
understand than Tenet.
Tenet, yeah.
That was pretty confusing.
Which
I
one was
don't know.
that?
We
remember.
need to watch that again because like
I'm trying to
Yeah.
Wait,
I
what was
watched
that
an
movie again?
explanation video. What's that?
Tenet.
What was that movie again?
It was the one with like the reverse bullets and stuff.
it's a Christopher Nolan one.
Yeah.
that was worse than Inception.
What?
It was more confusing.
More
Yeah, I
confusing.
like the
That's what I
movie.
meant. No, the movie was good. I was saying like the concept of like
yeah,
you trying
Inception
to
was-
process it
Yeah.
Mm.
just didn't work out.
Inception you can still understand because it just depended on whether you can figure out if there was a dream or reality, and then there's a dream within the dream,
Yeah.
and then I think
You need to understand how it works first, and then you can kind of understand it. But it's not like infinite realities and infinite
No.
timelines,
Yeah.
and you can go back in time, forward in
Yeah.
time. It's
Yeah.
that just gets
yeah,
you can
the
do whatever you
whole
want.
forward backward time thing was weird,
Mhm.
especially with that scene where like one team was the forward in time team, the
Yeah.
other team was reverse,
And they
time
were both
team.
there at the
Yeah.
same
Oh,
time, but
yeah.
yet they went at different times. It didn't make
It
any
was
sense.
weird, very confusing. But
Yeah.
how about
Timelines.
Songbird?
Songbird?
What is Songbird? A
I
human?
think that's one of the no, it wasn't. They tried to make it a human, but you saw that part in the DLC where it's like a robotic
Yeah.
bird. They got it to imprint on Elizabeth when she fixed it,
Mhm.
kind of like the Big Daddies.
Mm-hmm. That
But-
was technically the first instance of like a
Imprinting.
bonding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They never explained how it worked though.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
really.
they
It was
didn't.
like Columbia. They never explained how it worked. They just
Yeah,
assume
it's
you
just
should
a giant bird.
yeah, just
Like,
take it
that's-
as face value.
Yeah,
But obviously there was the noise that made it do certain things.
Yeah, they could control it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But no, the Big Daddies didn't have anything like that.
No,
I don't
Oh.
know.
that was one of the variables.
yeah. Wait,
Unless it was actually that was a constant actually.
what, the Songbird?
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
not like the big creature.
Yeah.
It's like the Big Daddy.
You were saying before that, when I was saying the whole like Columbia was like super racist and all that kind of stuff, and you were
Mm.
saying that one character, Daisy Fitzroy, and I
Yeah.
don't think they did that whole like rebellion justice. Well, they did it in the wrong way because they made them
Mhm.
just as bad as Columbia.
I actually saw this yesterday. I was reading reviews of Infinite on Steam, and I saw someone mention Daisy, and they said that the one black character in the game was sacrificed for the development of a white character.
yeah,
Like she literally like basically killed herself so that the white character could be
Yeah.
developed. They should have done more because the beginning of the game shows a white man who is going to marry a black lady,
Mhm.
and they took them and they're going to throw tomatoes or
no, it was
balls or
baseball.
something?
Baseballs.
yeah, they're going to throw stuff at him. They never really made that right.
No.
They showed it that it was there, but they never turned it on its head. They
Yeah.
never actually like
Yeah.
said anything bad about it.
Yeah, it was weird.
And even if you chose to throw it at them, which it doesn't happen because you get your hand grabbed,
Mhm.
even if you choose to do the bad thing, nothing bad happens.
Yeah,
There's no choices. It's the same thing every time.
yeah.
So they didn't handle that aspect very well.
No.
Yeah.
If you're gonna put commentary, at least try to make something of it.
Yeah. And the way they, like I said before, the way they handled like the rebellion, which was against Comstock and all that like racism, and there was more stuff like slaves and like the workers or whatever, stuff like that. What
They
do
had the
call-
segregated bathrooms and all that.
Yeah, Vox. I think they were called the Vox Populi.
Yeah, the Vox was like the working class people.
Yeah, but they made them. Yeah, they made them just as bad as the enemies before Columbia or whatever.
Mhm.
It's like
yeah, you
there was
kill
no
them in the
difference.
same way.
It was just like there was just like a costume change. They didn't
Mhm.
really like develop on that, or maybe even when you were like slightly working for them, they didn't make it seem like you were doing something for a good cause. You were
Yeah.
just working for the other bad guys.
Yeah, so there's like no clear good and evil.
Yeah.
It's just you kill everyone that gets in your way.
I think it was there just for the sake of like furthering the main story.
Probably, yeah. Whereas the other Bioshock games, you had a moral choice you could make that had
Yeah.
moral consequences.
Mm-hmm.
You could save the little sisters, and you have the happy ending, but you get less.
Adam.
No, you get more Adam for harvesting them, but you actually, if you
Well, not
save
in the
them,
You
first
get
game.
gifts. You
you
actually
get
you
gifts.
gain.
I don't
you
think in the
gain
first game.
gifts.
I actually double checked after I mentioned that in the first one. You get more Adam for harvesting, but you get more plasmids for saving them.
Oh, okay.
So you get more options
So which one's
Mm.
better?
saving them. You get the happy ending.
Basically, if you're playing, this goes for
Can
any
you do
game.
both?
What?
Can you save and harvest like every other?
Bioshock 2, you can harvest one and save the rest, and you get the neutral ending because there are 6 endings for 2.
Because I saved my first one and then I was like, I want to try harvesting, so I harvest the next one and then I'm just gonna be.
I don't know. You might be able to
should
do
be-
one or
you
2.
should be
I'm not
good.
sure though.
I just harvested to see what it does. It was kind of freaky. So I'm
This
just gonna
this
save.
basically goes for every game, like Vampire, because Chug got like the absolute worst ending.
He killed everyone.
Yeah,
No,
It's called Vampire. I thought it was like
Vampire.
I
Vampire.
don't know.
I literally didn't have anybody alive at the end of the game.
This
I
goes
gotta
I
play that
actually-
game.
I didn't beat the boss.
what?
I didn't beat the boss. I couldn't.
Well, I told
Oh,
you to
he's
use
too
cheat
hard.
engine, and he used cheat engine,
Oh,
and it
that's right.
glitched his game.
Yeah, I literally could not beat the final boss. I should beat.
because
I
it
should play it again.
scales.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
it scales, and I didn't have any other people, so I couldn't upgrade myself. And so
I should try that out.
I
because
literally
I've been,
couldn't
It
do
is a good
anything.
game. I liked.
I've been watching
Vampire,
like vampire shows and stuff.
But
Hmm.
basically, like with the Bioshock games, I mean, Infinite, it doesn't matter because it's linear. But when you play them, the moral right option will give you the best ending. Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I always get the bad endings.
You didn't in Bioshock, right?
Which one? 2?
Either one.
I got the neutral in 2,
Oh, okay.
but I played Bioshock 1 twice, and so I got
Mhm.
both endings.
Mm.
What if they follow? What if they follow like Eleanor or something? Because that
That'd
that was
be
kind of
interesting. Yeah.
open ended. I mean, that's like the most recent in terms of like the entire timeline.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it'd be cool if they start over, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's another thing.
They should just start over.
I think it should start in the future,
Yeah.
like fully away from the timeline
Yeah.
of Rapture in Columbia.
and start something
Just
new.
do something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, they have to do it in the future because at this point, Infinite closed the entire gap. Infinite started here, went through all this stuff, and then closed at Bioshock 1, and then the latest event is Eleanor.
Unless it's not going to be like the older games at all.
What do you mean?
Like, they could make. It's
If
kind of
it's-
hard to explain.
If
Like,
it's gonna carry Bioshock, it's gotta have like some form of plasmids, some form of like main character bad guy like Comstock or
Yeah.
Ryan. Or well, actually, I don't. Ryan's a weird one. Ryan's like I can actually
Mm.
kind of understand his message, and I don't exactly know if he was like the bad guy. He's like
In some ways, yeah. In terms of morality, he was morally ambiguous. Like he
Yeah.
just wanted to be able to experiment on people
yeah.
because he felt like morals were a hindrance to science.
I think his philosophy was like too far. It was like it was going too far because it was to the point where he wanted no regulation.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
there should have
yeah.
been at least some regulation.
Yeah.
But I do understand like where he's coming from.
Mhm.
Like in terms of like the atom and not putting restrictions on it. Well,
Mm.
that's where I think regulation should have came in. But
Yeah.
he was so dedicated to his cause that he didn't do anything about it. so.
yeah.
But I think Atlas was like the real bad guy because I mean
I don't know. Atlas is so cool.
yeah.
I really like Atlas.
Yeah, that was like, I mean, the first game twist was like, what?
Yeah. You know how he turned blue?
Who? Oh,
You
yeah.
know Atlas Shrugged?
Wait, what?
Atlas Shrugged. It's what is it, a book?
Atlas mugged.
No, Atlas Shrugged.
No. What's that?
It was it the character? Let me see.
Is it a reference to something?
I think it might have been the Greek character that see, I don't want to get this wrong.
Hmm?
What is the
That was on the
point?
table.
Here,
Yeah,
you
I
guys
could
can
hear
keep
that.
talking, but I want to read about this for a minute.
Okay. Yeah, so what was I saying before? Yeah, Ricky. I don't know if you harvested one, I'm not sure what outcome you're going to get.
I don't know.
In the second game, it does make
I'm trying to
a
think.
difference. But the first game,
I thought it was like if you harvest like half of them. Let me see.
is it? I don't know.
I only did one, but I'm probably not gonna do it after that.
Yeah, I just saved them all, but I do that with like every game because I want to get the good ending.
Okay, so
When I
it's
get
Which
a-
usually the good ending is like canon.
Atlas Shrugged was this controversial book It talked about individualism, and shows that the hero, or it's basically the independent mind is responsible for all human progress and prosperity. I just read that from a summary, but basically it talks about independence and how, if you want to have a prosperous society, you can't have restrictions on the people. But obviously the name Atlas partially comes from that.
Yeah.
And when Atlas turns into the big blue dude, that looks like the Atlas Shrugged. I don't even know.
Ricky, can you pull that
I
up?
honestly don't know much about the book. I just know a little bit about
Is there
it.
a picture that Ricky can pull
But
up?
there's this picture of this dude carrying a world,
Oh.
a globe.
If
It
the
kind of looks like that.
if the player harvests all 21 little sisters, they will gain a total of 3,360 atom. If the player rescues all little sisters and finds all the gifts, they will earn 3,080 atom. So there's only a 300 atom difference.
Yeah.
You said it's a
okay,
guy
so it's-
carrying a globe.
Yeah, Atlas Shrugged. If you look it up and go to the images, it's this big buff golden guy. And it kind of looks like the final form of Atlas or
Yeah.
Frank Fontaine. And that obviously took inspiration from there. I'm sorry if I butchered that. I don't really know what it's about. I just know that there is a small
But the
correlation.
ideology is like Ryan.
Basically,
Because
yeah.
individuality. I mean, he's like,
Well, also in the fact that Atlas was controlling you when you were a slave and you didn't have that individuality. So there's all this philosophy involved with
so
that.
this is from the first game, but do you know anything about like why? So Andrew Ryan was trying to break that, correct? Or like, what was his goal in doing that?
Doing what?
Like was that a bluff in telling him, would you kindly? Was that his bluff and thinking that he would break it?
I don't know. I think he was hoping that he would break it. He was saying a man chooses, a slave obeys. Here's your option. You could kill me or you can make your own choice.
Yeah.
So I think he was hoping that it would break the spell
Yeah.
and that he wouldn't kill his own father.
Yeah.
But because I think he figured it out that it was a son.
Probably, yeah. I mean, he had to have because what is it, vital chambers?
Vita
Vita?
chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But he figured it out
Mm.
before that. He was probably listening to Atlas's conversations or something through the radio.
That's such a good series.
It
I know.
really is.
Wait, did they create that character and name it Atlas because of Atlas?
His name
I
isn't-
think so.
Atlas? I mean, that's his like.
Yeah, that's his name for most of the game.
Yeah, but it's
Because
Fontaine, right?
Because like the whole point of the
Yeah.
book, though, it like describes it like without the
That was
independent
his
mind,
code name. Atlas was his code name.
Yeah.
like our society would collapse into primate.
Atlas Shrugs depicts a world whose creative minds have fled, leaving society to collapse into self-destructive anarchy.
Yeah.
And who build a cloistered paradise for themselves. Bioshock depicts a cloistered paradise full of creative minds and the problems that turn them into paranoiacs, murderers, and mutants.
Ricky, when you play through these, what is it? Maybe before 2. Actually, yes, before 2. I don't know if it spoils it. After 2, you got to watch a video on the ARG that they created
I
for.
still have to watch that actually.
You really need to watch
I
that. That is
haven't
so
watched
good.
it either.
They created an ARG before the second game as kind of like to hype it up and like for people to like
Is that really a spoiler though?
in the video it tells stuff about, or it kind of ties things in. Well, not really, it's separate. So I can say
If it came out before 2, then technically you should be able to watch it before playing the game, right? Because it was
well,
to
it
hype
leaves-
up 2.
Yeah, well, I'm saying the video, I don't know if he explains things that were in 2. He might
okay.
actually talk about some things.
That makes sense.
But the ARG essentially talks about a character that you'll see little bits and pieces of in Bioshock 2. And this is like one of the most interesting things about Bioshock is this one ARG that they made, this one website where they like they updated it, I think every day or something like that. And people were like following all the traces. And it's about a guy that he notices little girls disappearing, and you'll see this in the second game. But one really interesting thing about it is that people actually noticed all the disappearances around the world. I think they called it what they call it.
The blip, or is that's Marvel?
No, they called it the.
They called it the. Oh, I forget.
No, well, I don't know. Basically, there was a guy that actually found Rapture and spliced up a little bit, and then he left and he made a book called "There's Something in the Sea." And I think that's like one of the really interesting things is because so many like famous people around the world went disappearing and went to Rapture, and obviously people are going to take notice of that. But I think there was some cover up because I think in the ARG they referenced that like one small newspaper covered it, and people were like, why aren't they covering this? So I think that's really interesting, and that's something you should watch when you play
2.
maybe after Bioshock 2. I'm not
So you
sure.
think
I'll
like
have to
the
look at it.
media or like the people in control of the government had like a
No,
say
well-
in what was?
Well, Andrew
talk
Ryan
about it.
wasn't in control of the government. He actually wanted to stay away from the government, knowing he
Mhm.
was building that city. That's why he used aluminum instead of steel. Because if he was buying all this steel, the government would have been like, "What are you making?" And I think he did it through aluminum because I forget. I don't know something.
Do you
I
think
don't
the
know how that
government
held
doesn't?
up to deep sea pressure. but-
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you think the government doesn't want people to know about it and go down there?
I
So
don't
they-
know if the government knew about it.
And if they did, they probably wouldn't want them to know about it.
No.
So that's why they maybe shut down the media of posting.
Yeah,
or
maybe.
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah,
that.
maybe. I don't know. I think I saw something. I'm not sure if this is right, but I think in terms of like the timeline now, I think some people know about Rapture. Like I think I forget. I think it's in one of the books. But I think like people have seen pieces about it and like they actually kind of know about it.
The books take place before it was built, right? Or-
Yeah.
and during
Well,
the
there-
building?
Yeah, there's one book that takes place before, then there's one I forget when
Did
it's
they, wait,
placed.
did
but
they use the Big Daddies to build it? How did they build it?
They were
they
they mined a lot.
and they
That's
can,
what the drills are for.
this was a retcon. Previously they built most of the buildings like underwater, but then in Infinite they explained that they built the buildings above water.
No, they explained
Oh.
that in Bioshock 1 though.
But
They said they dropped like a bubble down and they built them underwater.
Yeah, and then in Infinite, that's what the guy was saying is that they
Oh,
explain
yeah.
that in Infinite. There's a recording where Andrew Ryan was. I listened to this myself, and he was saying, something about like something didn't work, and we built the buildings above water and then lowered them
Mm.
down. Which the guy was saying like they're over 200 miles from any shore. So I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. There's
Maybe
like
they
little
used the Colombian floating thing to.
maybe, or they brought them over on like ships. But I mean, those buildings
How?
were huge. That doesn't really make any sense.
Maybe
Yeah.
they did it like piece by
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah,
Possibly.
yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's a cool atmosphere.
That's how they
I-
built the Statue of Liberty. They had like 13 separate pieces. They got them like flown in and then like dropped down and stuff with cranes.
That wasn't hundreds of miles or hundreds of
No,
feet
but
under the
but I'm
water.
Yeah,
s-
and that
but I'm
was
saying
before
they
the,
used
the
big
30s.
pieces. But I'm just saying they used like huge. It wasn't just one
yeah.
big piece. It was
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting.
There's
don't know
so
if
much
there's-
we
I
could talk
know.
about with it.
I don't know if there's anything else. What do you guys like?
We're not
Not
we're
anything
not Bioshock
major.
experts,
No.
so we can't like just go off of every little detail. There's this channel I subscribe to that only does Bioshock content.
Still?
Yeah.
Wow.
He does runs, like full runs of the game with Just Drill run or Just Wrench playthrough and stuff like that.
Of all three of them?
Yeah, he does it for all the games, but he explains individual things, like just how Delta worked and stuff like that. So, pretty interesting.
I think Mr. Rom was talking to me about this, but he said all the information like from the first game, there's like major spoilers in that like you've already passed this point, Ricky, but that one box that he's holding, like
Who's that?
Jack in the airplane.
Mm,
When he's holding
Oh,
that box, he
yeah.
says there's like so many spoilers and like everything can be figured out from that one box or whatever. Something
Really?
like that. I've never. I should probably look up a picture, but I never really like. Obviously, when you start the game, you're not looking at the box or
And
what it says.
Can you even go
exactly.
in the box?
Huh?
Can you even go in the box or
No, he's just holding a little gift box.
Go
Yeah.
in the box?
wasn't it like a picture of his parents or something like that?
Yeah, but there was
Yeah.
like apparently like hints and clues that I mean, obviously you're not going to know when you first start the game, but there are basically major spoilers and like huge things.
Do you ever find out what's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Yeah, you do. I mean, you find out what's important that's in the box
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. I don't know. You'll see.
You
Later.
actually see more of it in the DLC for Infinite.
Yeah,
You see another view of the plane.
Oh, that's right.
that was
yeah.
really cool.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting.
Would you kindly?
Would you call me? I think we're
Alright.
we're good.
I think
We don't want to go on for too long.
Yeah. I mean,
Almost
pretty
an,
much
almost an hour and a
covered-
half.
Covered everything.
Oh, that's pretty long then.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got some editing though and like cutting.
Yeah, we'll
of
cut out
Yeah,
the.
yeah, yeah.
I had to
bathroom and stuff.
urinate in the middle of it. So.
Hmm.
P.
Yes.
Wow, that's
I-
Bioshock.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well-
Now you know why we were telling you to play it.
Yeah, that is
That's-
such a good series. I'm excited for the fourth one.
I wish there was another series that's like it.
Maybe
Yeah.
we just haven't found one yet.
Well,
That's the thing, because I didn't really
I've
know.
been trying to find them. That's why I played Dishonored. It's not really. I don't
Well,
think it's worth.
I beat Dishonored 2 years ago, and I knew it wasn't like that.
It's
it's
not
for
worth,
gameplay.
Yeah, it's not worth covering for like a podcast. It's more of like, yeah, that's a cool stealth game.
There may not be another series that's good,
Yeah.
like story-wise.
Well, Soma is like that, so that's why I need to play that. But I heard that the people who did Soma also have other games that are like it. Soma's considered their best game, but they have another one that I'm interested in
It's by the
playing.
same people
What's
who did
that?
Amnesia.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that? Oh, wait, really?
Mhm.
Huh. Wait, what's the other game called?
Well, I know Amnesia is by the same
Oh.
people.
That's not as, like, no, not anywhere near.
And it's
like
not
Bioshock.
the normal Amnesia, the Dark Descent, not like the Dark Souls 2 like side game. That's like the pig one.
Wait, what?
Oh, the
Oh,
pig
Machine for
one.
Pigs?
I'm saying Dark Souls 2 as in like as a reference,
is
not
it
like
different?
as a game itself.
Mm.
Just it's like a different developer.
Oh, okay.
That type of thing.
Yeah, but they have another game that I forget exactly what it was, but people were saying it was good. I'll figure out what that was. Maybe we can play that one too.
I'm excited for Soma, though.
It's,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I-
might play it again.
To be honest, I have no idea
Mhm.
what to expect. I don't. I
Yeah.
know there's like I don't even know actually. Robots.
It's a
I don't,
really different experience, and it might have pulled me in to some of the lore more than Bioshock did. In a way, in some ways, no. Like the gameplay is not as good, but some of the story is really detailed and interesting. So
Excited.
I'm not saying it's better than Bioshock. I
Yeah.
love Bioshock, but
I mean, it's more of a stealth game, kind of like Amnesia, where you have to hide.
Mm.
the monsters are considered the worst part of the game.
Huh.
In terms of gameplay. I mean, they are creepy, but they don't do a good job of explaining how to get around them and stuff like that, because they all have this little gimmick to them that
You
have
stick
to
your hand in a
exploit.
lot of buttholes too.
Wait, what?
That is true. You'll see what we're talking about pretty soon.
What? Can we show it on screen? No, I was kidding.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
show it.
yeah, you can show it.
Ricky's
but-
gonna play it now just for that.
yeah.
if you want to, but we're ending it soon, so
Yeah.
we'll show it in the Soma podcast.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's all. I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say for Bioshock.
Yeah, and the other podcast, you would say something that would remind me of something from Infinite, and I wanted to say it,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot all of those, a lot of those things
Yeah.
because
Wrote
we
them
weren't
down.
talking about specifics. What's that?
Should have wrote them down.
I should have.
Yeah.
Next
I'm trying
time
to
we
think
will.
of what you guys were
Well,
like.
I was talking about like the big daddies and like the imprinting.
Yeah, what
Oh.
we basically talked about today, like what is it? Like the prison that got lowered
Mm.
down. I was thinking, I was like, oh, what about the prison? And then you're like, I was like,
I
oh,
didn't
that was
know
in the
about it.
DLC. And then I was like,
Yeah.
"Ugh."
Well, the infinite realities, every ending could be canon,
yeah.
things like that.
Oh.
yeah, there's a lot of different things. I think
Yeah.
we covered them all though. There might be a
Most
few.
of
There
them,
might
yeah.
be a few that we left
The series
out,
is so involved that you could have multiple episodes on it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
we're not gonna do
literally.
that.
And if anyone has not played them, but
Sucks
has
he
listened,
made it this far and found out all the
Yeah.
spoilers.
yeah, but even
Doesn't make
if
any
you,
sense.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Even if you haven't played them and you listen to all the spoilers, you can still play them and be super surprised because I'm
Yeah.
sure like you can't retain all of this.
Yeah, true. There's a lot of
I
information.
forgot basically everything you said.
Yeah.
You
good,
kind of
great,
weren't really
awesome.
listening that much, but
Was trying not to, but
yeah.
Yeah.
You even said it before. You're like, yeah, I'm kind of zoning out.
I mean, I think
wanna-
most people when they're listening to podcasts, I mean, they don't like listen super deep. They kind of just have it like
It's
going.
background noise
Yeah.
a lot of times.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
camera.
yeah, that's fine.
All right, can you
Yeah.
switch to just Chug's
Yeah,
view for
yeah.
now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, we're not gonna even bother cutting the camera down
Yeah,
this
that's fine.
time.
Yes.
That lasted
Alright,
long.
We're past an hour.
It
Camera-
did,
camera
it
did.
half. Yeah, camera. Yeah.
All right. That'll be it. So thanks everyone for listening, and we will see you in the next podcast.